I'm going to make a dish I've never made before, and it's something I haven't eaten before either, and that's chicken feet. It's weird. Everybody else in the world eats these, and, why shouldn't I eat the rest of the chicken? So I'm going to try chicken feet. This is a dish that a friend gave me the recipe, and it calls for it being cooked in Coke. So watch this, and let's see how they taste. Like I said, this is something I've never made before or eaten, so I'm making it up as I go along. Actually, I'm not making it up. I'm sort of following the recipe. I'm just changing it a little bit. Now I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. Well, let's make it a little bit more. Let's make it 3, something like that. Okay, now we're adding 1 can of Coke. Yes, that is right, Coke. I'm sure you could use Pepsi. Coke. Shit you not. Now, this wasn't in the actual recipe that she gave. These are 2 sisters, right? And the one sister spoke up and said, put star anise in it. My grocery store didn't have any star anise. All they had is the anise seed. So I'm going to put some anise seed in there, and I'm not going to put in that much because the one sister said, after 10 minutes or so, take the star anise out. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you like it more pungent, you leave the star anise in. So we can't take this out. We're just going to cook some anise seed in there. Now I'm going to add about 3/4 of a can, Coke can full of water. Okay. Okay, now I'm adding soy sauce, and I'm going to put, I don't know. That's about, I'm going to add about, I don't know, 3/4 of a cup of soy. Something like that, maybe a little bit more. Alright, that's it. The recipe did not call for black pepper, but I'm adding black pepper. Okay, now we bring this to a boil. I almost forgot, I am changing this recipe a little bit. I'm adding in about 1/2 can of Dr. Pepper. And the reason why I'm adding Dr. Pepper is Dr. Pepper is made with prunes. It's the only prune soda, and prunes are great with chicken. Now my friend said let it simmer for about 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, so the first thing that I'm noticing about this that is much different than what I expected is the smell. The smell is, it's not, it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. It sort of reminds me of like a smell in a kind of Chinese kitchen or something, and that's the soy sauce and the garlic and everything. It doesn't smell bad, and it's starting to look sort of like something I would want to eat. So this has been a difficult dish. I had the chicken feet for days, and I'm like, this is going to be a weird thing to eat. So it's looking better and better, I'll tell you that. How can billions of people be wrong, right? Yeah, honestly, it smells so much different than I thought it was going to smell like. As soon as the garlic starts cooking in the pan, I mean, they look pretty good. They're looking good. It's only been 15 or 20 minutes. I'm cooking this with the lid on it, by the way. Look at that fucking Coke bubbling up. The Coke, soy, ginger, just a dash of Dr. Pepper, unbelievable. Okay, they're done. I've cooked them for about an hour. All right, so this is what they look like. They're done now. Let me put them in a bowl. I was also told that the broth is delicious, okay? And by the way that it smells, it might be. Okay, so that's a plate of chicken talons. The only thing that would make it look more appetizing is if it was sitting next to a plate of beaks. Seriously. I'm going to try it. I'm definitely going to try it. It smells good. And like I said, the broth, I was told you can pour it on rice and stuff. And I'm going to try the broth. The broth smells great, and it reminds me a lot of some other type of broth I've had in Chinese food. You know, I can't put my finger on it. Maybe it's the star anise, you know, and the combination of the soy. All right. You know, it's weird looking. Oh. Oh, huh. I just dropped it. All right, so I gave that chicken foot that dropped on the floor to Sam the Raven. I went in the kitchen, I ate the whole bowl. It's very tasty. It's got a nice texture to it. It does. It has a great flavor. Like I said, my friend said that the broth can be used on rice, and I could see that. It's tasty. You would never know that it was Coke that the broth was made out of. Honestly, there's no way. If you gave it to somebody, they'd have no idea that Coke was used. It's very good. My friend also said that it could be used with other fatty meats. I said pork. She said yeah. I asked her about duck. She said that she'd never cooked duck in that broth before, but I could see how duck would definitely work. So, you know, you want to try it, try it. I'll be using this recipe again. It's very easy. It's very simple, you know. Chicken feet cooked in a broth made out of Coke. I used a little Dr. Pepper in there, and it wasn't bad. But I have nothing to compare it to. But tasty? Absolutely. Yeah, I say thumbs up. Very easy dish to make, and you can make these things for like appetizers or something. They're delicious. And that's the thing that's important, is that all of the animal isn't wasted. And it shouldn't be. But in our country, there's a lot of waste. So it's delicious. Give it a shot.